We hope you don't have cancer, but if you do, this show's for you. The Stupid Cancer Show!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Stupid Cancer Show. I'm Matthew Zachary, founder and CEO of Stupid Cancer. Today's show is very special. It is episode 6 in our 6-part series of Stupid Infertility. I'm joined today by Alice Stroh, a young adult cancer caregiver and spouse of Chris Stroh, one of our massively amazing patient advocates, a Hodgkins Lymphoma survivor who just passed 10 years. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So caregiving, I don't like that word.
Yeah, for me, and I have a hard time with it because I was in college at the time when Chris was diagnosed, so I wasn't really his caregiver.
I know.
In a way.
It's a weird word, and I think it's very generational too, because in Europe they say carers, which is a little more like homogenous. Like it can mean anything that you want to interpret. But caregiving sounds like you're in a wheelchair in a home, feeding him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a word? I mean, that's like you were just there for him, right?
For me, I would call it, I was his support system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted the, I'm sorry. And today's show proudly sponsored, made possible by our friends at EMD Serono. EMD Serono. It'll be in the description. Thank you. They're wonderful people. They're like, all right, just be yourself on the air. So you were in grad school?
I was in undergraduate.
And dating Chris.
I was dating Chris for a year, and it was my senior year, and that's when he was diagnosed in January. Out of the blue? Yeah, out of the blue.
Because you can't really expect that.
No, not
I'm
at
sorry,
all.
honey. I'm going to be sick in about 3 months.
Right.
Just brace yourself.
Yeah. So totally unexpected. And I remember when he had his first doctor's appointment, and it was kind of let's do a biopsy just in case. And I really thought this will be nothing, because who thinks, you know, he was 23 at the time. You think
nothing.
You're nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah. And then he would get chemo every other weekend. So I would come home on the weekends. But you
were not cohabitating at the time.
No.
Okay.
I was still living in a dorm room.
Yeah.
But I was about an hour and a half away from where our parents live. He was living with his parents.
Sure.
So it was hard because I was still in school. I had to get my schoolwork done. I wasn't there all the time. So it was hard I felt like I wasn't doing enough for him, and I wasn't really involved.
Well, that's interesting because we've had a lot of couples in and out of the Stupid Cancer community who had met each other prior to a diagnosis and were either cohabitating, just kind of dating, or newly married. And the flight risk is really there. I mean, can you talk us through what was going through your head about the guilt you just shared?
Yeah, I mean, I always felt guilty. Like, for example, we had a senior ball at my school and he couldn't come. And I remember I had this night where I was just so upset about that. And then I felt like, how stupid am I? Like, it's like a prom and I'm, he's going through cancer. Like,
priorities.
How can I? Yeah. But it's little things like that are constantly in your head. And it's valid to be upset about those things. But when you look at the grand scheme, it's,
Right. Well, when you're that young, mortality and risk, like you're not in a place where that should be like thrown in your face.
No. And I think at the time we were just it's like you have blinders on and you're so in the thick of it that you're kind of just trying to get through day to day. And I know for me, like I wasn't even really thinking about the future. It was just kind of like, let's get through this.
Right.
And we'll go from there.
So your now husband, Chris, did he have a sense of like, because we were just reviewing a film called After Everything, and it was about a couple dating, and the gentleman, the young man got cancer, and he basically said to his girlfriend, free pass to leave. I won't hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Just go. You have an out. Was that ever a conversation?
It really wasn't. I think at that point we knew we were in it for the long haul. And so it really wasn't wasn't a conversation we had. We kind of knew we're in this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. To muster that fortitude
Mm-hmm.
and make that decision at such an early age was something so grossly unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to put a plug in that this is young adult cancer. We focus on young adult cancer because it's not better or worse than kids or old people. It's different. And this is a great example of how it is specifically different. So he goes through treatment. You guys power through it together as a couple. Were you scared? Did you visit him? He went bald. Like, what was it like for you to see firsthand?
Yeah, it was really scary. I'd say that when it really became real was when he started going bald, and it was like, okay, this is happening. You know,
Right.
this is real. And you know, in a way, I was fortunate that I missed a lot of his appointments because I wasn't so thrown into all the scary stuff. And the times when we did visit each other, he didn't want to talk about what was going on. It was kind of like I was his escape from all the medical stuff.
Much needed,
So
yes.
it was hard for me because I try to pull information from him of, okay, what's the latest from your doctor? What's going on? And he was like, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it. So I've always felt a little out of the loop, but I understood why when he spent time with me, it was like, let's be normal and not talk about what's going on.
Wow. So very fortunately, you got through it together. And then there's always like the what now, not just for him, but for the two of you. Was there ever in your mind, like, what am I getting myself into? He gets sick again, or I'm just in this for the long haul and we're us?
Yeah, it's especially early after. So once he stopped chemo and he was cured, you know, quote unquote.
I love the quotes. Yes, cured are the quotes.
I was definitely felt like, okay, this could come back at any second.
Right.
And, you know.
Hodgkins has a significant relapse percentage.
Yeah. So it really, you know, I felt always on guard. And now I don't feel that way so much. It's been 10 years.
Well, yeah. You're kind of like, my oncologist said something along the line. When I had 10 years, he said something along the lines of, you're probably going to die from something else. I was like, gee, thanks Doc. I'll take that, I suppose.
Yeah. So but for especially right after, you're just kind of always like, what now?
Right.
What, you know, you're always thinking, what if?
So you finished school.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you wind up moving in together at some point? Obviously you did, but like, how did that progress?
So I graduated in 2008, which was the worst time to be sent into the job force.
Yeah, that was a bad year for everybody.
It was a bad year. So I graduated. Chris was still in treatment, and I moved back in with my parents.
Sure.
Was babysitting, doing random jobs. Took me a long time to find a job. And part of that was I was definitely
you
not.
need better timing next time you graduate.
Yeah. Boyfriend with cancer.
Yeah.
You know,
economic destruction worldwide. Yeah.
So it was a weird time for me because I was just kind of at home and didn't have any direction, and he was sick. So I lived with my parents for about a year. I started working, and once I had been working steadily, made some money, we moved in together, and we've been together since.
So progression, you got married, and then obviously the, parent conversation comes up.
Yes.
And like, oh my God, I had cancer. I never thought about, fertility. Do you recall, did he share with you at all? Like, did he have a fertility conversation with his doctors?
Yes, he did. We were really lucky because his doctors were very proactive. And before he started treatment, they said, got to get the sperm in the bank just in case.
Yeah.
So, and Chris took those steps.
I mean, for 10 years ago, 11 years ago, that was pretty progressive.
Yeah. We were very lucky because I'm sure that's something we never would have thought of. We just would have gone, of course, we need treatment. Let's,
just get
the ball rolling. So we're very glad that they did that. So we always knew that well, I should start that we didn't know what Chris's situation was.
Right.
He wasn't tested or anything.
But you had a plan B in place.
But we did have a plan B in place, which is so important. It definitely put us a little more at ease knowing that, we do have a plan B.
So from what I understand, we were talking before the show, the conversation was had with the doctor, like, what do I do? And he said, if you don't get pregnant naturally within a year or so, let's get tested. And like a month before that finish line, you got pregnant.
Yes. Yeah. So
Like an 11th hour pregnancy.
Right. Yeah. So we kind of, when we decided that we would start trying, we kind of eased into it because we're like, well, let's just, I'll go off birth control and we'll see what happens. Like,
Right.
no pressure.
Yeah.
And then a couple months went by and nothing happened. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm not really like tracking any, we're not like super duper trying. So then when I started to pay more attention to when am I ovulating and all that fun
Right.
stuff.
You're like, it's now. It's
Right.
now. Tonight. Right now. Come on. Hurry up.
So then a couple months went by and nothing happened. And I thought, okay, Chris, I think it's time to get tested.
Right.
And meanwhile, that was something Chris was definitely procrastinating on
Sure.
because he didn't want any more bad news. He didn't want to know. And I understand that. So when we got to the year mark and nothing happened, I kind of got to the point where we, it's like, okay, we need to figure out what's going on.
Sure.
And once we finally came to that realization, we got pregnant.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we
The
were.
universe is like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So we were so fortunate that we didn't need any interventions and it came naturally. But it definitely was. I know it was a hard couple months for me. And I don't know if it was for Chris. I think it was too.
Yeah, we don't really do much.
No. Yeah.
We just kind of like show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're so fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a big reveal. If you haven't heard the background noise here, Chris is actually here in the studio, and you have a blessing, little beautiful
Yes.
blessing.
So Miss Katie B, as she's known,
Yeah.
Katherine Beatrice, is in the house.
This is the first baby on the Stupid Cancer Show. In 400 shows, we've never had a baby on the air. And what better way to inaugurate that than bringing on beautiful miracle Katherine? Chris is just like chopped liver at this point now. It's all about the baby. But we love miracles. We love amazing stories. And hi, baby. Hi, Katherine.
Say hi.
You want to say hi to the camera? Do you see the camera out there? No, maybe, yes. We'll see. It's your first media broadcast. You're going to be a YouTube sensation. What an amazing story. What a journey. I hate that word, but what else? We gotta just use the words we got. Yeah. So thank you for coming on. The family Stroh. Look at this. An amazing success story right here on the Stupid Cancer Show in the Stupid Cancer community. It's been a pleasure to have you guys part of us, and for us to have you guys representing everything we stand for.
Thank you.
So Chris and Alice Stroh and baby Katherine. Another wonderful episode of the Stupid Cancer Show right here in New York City. Thank you so much. Stupid Infertility is our series sponsored by EMD Serono. We'll see you back here next time. Bye. Hey friends, thank you again for watching our show. Please subscribe to our channel, click that bell to be notified, and remember, the Stupid Cancer Show is brought to you by Stupid Cancer. We make young adult cancer suck less. Online 24/7 at stupidcancer.org.